Chad Grigsby, and you're watching The Tour Life. So before we left for Murray, we go to the FVP office in Eagan, Minnesota. Super cool facility. They've got an office complex, but we also got to see everything that they do, like not just the marine batteries and ATV batteries, and you know, they make all kinds of automotive parts for the everyday working dude. Just a super cool facility. They make thousands of different aftermarket parts. So you know, it's just kind of cool to see what my partners and my sponsors do for, you know, for everybody in the automotive. FVP is the automotive part of it. A lot of them are, you know, marine or outdoors or fishing or whatever, but it all comes together, and it was just a cool, you know, it's a cool behind the scenes look of exactly what they do. And we picked the truck up and then we headed down to Murray. On the way down, we're gonna stop here at Cherokee, see if we can catch some smallmouth. We got the day, basically, it's almost noon now, but we're gonna fish the rest of the day. Try to catch us some big old brown fish, have actually a fun day before we head off to work, so we'll see how that goes today. Eric, I caught you a delicious bass.
Oh, very nice of you.
I just poked my finger. It's a bass.
It looks like a bass. And it's the right size.
It smells like a bass too. You should smell him. Well, we made it. Now we gotta figure out how to get in. Haven't even got inside and we already broke a rule.
Chad doesn't always read too well.
Very good. Back in the trailer life. Single wide with an addition. She's a beauty, Clark.
He's got a rock, she's got a rock, you've got a rock,
They've got a rock.
we've got a rock.
We all like to rock. Well, the sun finally came up where we could see a little bit, and there are some spawning still, so we're just going down the bank at kind of as fast as we can to look and see if we can find some more. Got about 8 or 10 marked already. Stop and fish for a couple of them, you can catch them. They're not impossible to catch, so we just got to cover ground now. So far, nothing in this pocket. So day one didn't go exactly as planned, but I mean, you got to look at the bright side. Broke down on day one. It's a shifter module mechanism, something. I don't know what I'm talking about, but the Mercury guy does. And so we're here this morning. He's going to meet us here in a few minutes. It's, you know, just cracking daylight. So hopefully we'll get this thing fixed back on the water. That's the great thing about Mercury. They travel around with us, and if something does happen, because eventually if you fish long enough, it's going to happen. And he's going to get us back on the water. Still got a full day of practice today, or, you know, pretty much full day. And just a good thing it didn't happen during the tournament, because it basically would just, you know, ruin the tournament if you'd lose the whole day. And I had to get towed back. It was a 2.5 hour tow. So we're here waiting for him. We're gonna get back on the water soon. That didn't take long. Blind in one eye, can't see out of the other.
Literally.
Got him though. He's blind in that. Okay. You sure can see out of that one though.
You didn't have any problem finding your lure.
That's his bad side. We'll give you his good side. Thought he was big. Oh yeah. Nice one. Oh wait. Lost the cricket. I mean, we're in South Carolina in the middle of April, so they have spawned. A lot of them have spawned already, but there's enough of them up here to keep me interested. So we're just basically burning the bank looking for bed and fish that I can mark and catch on Thursday. And that is not easy. There's enough of them. Some pockets have one, some pockets have 2 or 3, some pockets don't have any. So it's just a numbers game. Just trying to cover as much water as we can. We're getting there. I think we've got 20, probably about 25 marked maybe. You got to bank on about a quarter of those being caught, and then another, quarter leaving. But I think there's some still coming, so I think we're going to be all right. We've seen some fresh ones today that look like they just moved up. We're going to find out. Alright, so everyone knows Wednesday's our day off, and heck, we're about 45 minutes down the road is Rec Tech. My brother-in-law's got one. I'm into grilling and stuff, so I wanted to check it out. They got a huge showroom, so why not? It's our day off. Might as well go check some stuff out around where we're at. So we're going to walk in and check it out. It's like I'm at a Lil Wayne concert.
They don't like this color here.
No, they hate that.
They don't.
You gotta get rid of that. It's gotta go.
Do you have that tied on? Because they won't bite it.
What's it called?
Can cooker? He's always creeping up on me. What's the deal? I think that's enough for us there. So the practice, 2 days of practice, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great. I wasn't really like, I'm on them to win. But I thought I could catch them pretty good, sight fishing, dock fishing, just being around the bank. It actually did kind of, each day I kind of learned a little bit more and a little bit more, and that's kind of how you have to do it with only 2 days of practice. You gotta figure it out as it goes along. Here we go. First day of the rodeo, and typical tournament fashion, we got a cold front. It was 78 yesterday, and this morning it's 39. It's supposed to warm up a little bit, like in the high 60s, 66, 68, somewhere in there, but wind's supposed to finally lay down. Yesterday was real bad. We will see what it does to these bedfish. I think I can still catch them around docks. I don't know. if they're off the bed, I'll just kind of fish around where they were because they didn't go far. So figure it out. We'll check in at 4:30. So see how many we can catch.
wasn't it? See you, buddy.
on a dock, skipped under there. Got it halfway back to the boat, come up through it. I'm like, couldn't catch that one. The guy marked it for tomorrow though. I didn't have a limit to like 2. And then I caught 5 more after that. But
I think that sun helped.
well, yeah, warming it up
warming
too.
up.
Even some of the ones I had would be like, the bed's there and I'd fish for it for a minute or 2 and I'm like, they're gone. And then all of a sudden it'd show up. One came up, showed up and bit it first, like finally when I saw it. Lost it. I mean, it just short, like it just bit it short. So, never did catch that one. Never, she would like come back to the bed for like 2 seconds and then go back under a dock. And then she'd come back out. And then it seemed like if my bait was in there though, she'd try to eat it, but then she would never stay. So she didn't want to play. So I said, if you don't want to play, I'm not going to play. So I left. All right, we're getting ready to take off here at Lake Murray, day 2. This is where we figure out the contenders and the pretenders. So where everyone jostles around, see who's actually really catching them or just had a good day and, you know, it's not really on anything. Hopefully we're on enough to make it to the top 50 and then move on from there, but you never know. So we're going to go out and try as hard as we can and see what happens at 3:30 when we get back. Stay tuned.
It's on camera. Got it.
I see he was leaning the other way. Oh. That's a little better one. That one pushing 3. I was trying to lean and get him and he was going the other way. That's how you do it in the big leagues, boys. Still number 2. Boom! That's a chonker.
We'll take that.
Two and a half anyway. 2 and 3/4.
Only one way to find out.
I just couldn't see how big she was, but I knew she'd bite, so I didn't know. I only wasted about 2 or 3 minutes. I don't think she's gonna help me. Two. It wasn't a great bag, 13 something, but I really thought I was gonna get a 10 grand check, and you know, as luck would have it this year, nothing's going my way. So I tied for 60th, which is the 10 grand cut, and I lost the tiebreaker. So I finished 61st. That's a difference of 5 grand. Basically, I had the exact same amount as the guy that I tied with, but the tiebreaker is biggest stringer. And since I had 14 and 13 and he had like 16 and 9 or whatever it was, he beat me with big stringer. So it is what it is. I've won tiebreakers before and got the bigger check, but this, you know, this just wasn't my tournament. And you know, I did okay, did pretty good, moved up in the points a little bit, but it really is frustrating when you work that hard and then you're like, all right, and I found one sight fishing and caught it and thought that would be like, that's probably going to be enough for 10 grand. And it was big, good enough to tie for 10 grand, and then I lose the tiebreaker. So anyway, we put her on the trailer and headed back to Minnesota because we got to get ready to go down to Eufaula, the very next tournament. It's a real quick turnaround, like 2 weeks later. And that just was basically, you know, the way it shook out. It wasn't a bad tournament, but it wasn't a great tournament. I just caught enough to make a little money, put some change in my pocket, and head to Eufaula.